University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee is the urban campus in the University of Wisconsin system. The history department at UWM is 33 people, and we teach every part of the world, or most parts of the world. We have within the last decade also been, as many history departments around the country, been developing more firmly our global history offerings for undergraduates and graduates.
As a global society, today we are affected by events that happen in other parts of the world. And I also think that the U.S.'s relationships with different nations affect people in those countries on many different levels. The UWM has these winter programs. They are 3-week short-term study abroad. For several years now, I have offered a course on the history and cultures of Thailand, Vietnam, and Laos. I travel with about a dozen students. We learn from local professionals, we visit historical and cultural sites, and they get to interact with all kinds of different people. We engage with professionals, people in those societies, so that the relationships are mutually beneficial.
The history department is full of scholars who value engaged scholarship. So the idea, and this is really one of the crucial ideas behind public history, is that there's an exchange, that there's a kind of shared authority where we can learn a lot from members in our community in the same way that we can bring some of our skills to them.
The idea of Engage the City, Engage the World came about when we took stock of the kinds of things that our faculty and our students were involved in. We send students to various parts of the world, to Southeast Asia. We have a group that's gone to New Orleans since Katrina and continues to go to New Orleans since Katrina. We have students who are involved in projects around the city of Milwaukee. Some of them are specifically service learning projects, but others of them are projects that help individual communities within the city understand their own history.
My service learning experiences taught me to view the world through different perspectives, to put a face to poverty, to illiteracy, and substantial issues that especially affect the Milwaukee community and the residents there. The March on Milwaukee Civil Rights History Project is an online digital archive of over 2,000 primary sources, text documents, photographs, videos, and oral histories related to open housing and school desegregation, civil rights struggles in 1960s Milwaukee. And the project itself came out of the desire on the part of Milwaukeeans, former activists, to make sure that that history wasn't forgotten in the city. So we partnered with different community organizations, with the Milwaukee Public Library, and with our own library on campus to create this digital archive.
That website now is a learning tool and an ever-expanding learning tool that people will be able to contribute to and that current students in Milwaukee Public Schools can use to learn about the history of their own city. Sometimes that's the history of their grandparents, which they may not know. And this is a way that then we can help them to learn about their own past.
We're really conscious of what at our university is called the digital future, and thinking about how to position our students for interacting with and creating history in the new media as we go forward. The Encyclopedia Milwaukee is a project that will both be in print and online. The Encyclopedia is an effort to bring together the history of Milwaukee into one place so people can browse through it looking for the things that they're interested in and move through the story of the history of Milwaukee in the direction that interests them. The graduate students do the research, they go into the archives, they go into the secondary sources, and they synthesize what they know in pretty short entries.
We look to engage young people, and it's in the process of engaging the city. It's really sort of the long-standing commitment that universities have to their local communities that began in the 19th century. You know, we have students get out in the community and work with organizations, work with community and civic leaders, work with community and neighborhood organizations. We look to engage students so that they themselves are engaging their local communities. And because Milwaukee is indeed a rich and diverse environment, students are able to experience a whole range of activities, programs that not only broaden their awareness of the local experience, but then also ultimately getting them thinking about themselves as individuals in a broader nation and world.